Hi, my name's Lisa. Welcome to the layered page. I just have a little video today to show you through this journal that I've made recently. I actually was just working on reinforcing some packaging. So for this one, it started out as a Cadbury Fingers box. So I had this box and I just thought, oh, what if I turn that into a journal? So you can see it's this box. So what I did is just pulled the box apart. This one's not being pulled apart, which I thought it had, but I'll just, there we go. I cut off all these extra tabs. I've reinforced it and created a little journal. Now, I haven't actually made a journal of this sort of size before. Usually I tend to make it sort of A5 size journals. And I actually was a bit surprised about how easily sort of the ideas were flowing. And there's a lot of little things in this journal that I've not done before. And it was just a very serendipitous, creative process putting it together. So, yeah, I started just by, I had this fabric and I had dyed it on some other day with some, it looks like maybe some rusty things. It was a very grungy kind of a fabric, and I glued it to the front cover and then did a bit of stitching. And I had also purchased some papers, and those papers are these butterfly and numbers and the kind of grungy papers. The shop that I got these from in Etsy just escapes me right this minute, but I will link it in the description below. So I've got sort of a bit of a theme of gold running through. So it's kind of like grunge and gold, because I like a little bit of shimmer and I like a little bit of grunge. So best of both worlds. And when I started out making this journal, I didn't really have an end purpose in mind, but generally I do sell most of my creations. However, after working on it some more, it started to become a bit personal to me. So I have actually decided to keep this journal. So yeah, this is going to go into my collection. I'll just show you through. So I've got a little envelope flip out there, a couple of cards. It's just a single card there, and oops, let's just do that. And then we've got this little flip out here. So because of the size of the book, I didn't need the entire page, so I've done this little flip out thing, which is kind of cool, and I folded it like right on that wing, so it looks on this side you've got just that half a wing, and it's kind of just sits there perfectly. And then I've added a little addition of black lace just to give it a bit of a highlight. And then I think I had done something under there that I wasn't thrilled about, so I ended up just popping some paper in to sort of disguise that, but I quite like the texture and interest on that. And then we've just got some little grungy sewn fabric trim there with black thread. And then I've got some stenciling, and then on this page I've got this little cutout where I've glued a piece of paper behind so you can see through. Got some stitching, got some lace, and then we've got just a little belly band ticket there, tiny pocket here, a few little things there, a couple little things. And then, as I mentioned, some things that I haven't really put in my journals before is this little window with a little pressed flower inside. So it was actually a bit of a error, this one, because when I was putting my pages together and I cut this out, I thought that behind you would actually be able to see a butterfly wing, and it might have been like this page, or a moth wing. And I thought that was what was going to show through, but then I realised, no, I actually was holding the papers in the wrong order, and it didn't end up being that. So yeah, then I just popped this little specimen of a flower in there, and I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. So it was a little happy accident. And then we've just got a little tuck spot there with some little photographs. And then I've got some dyed vellum and a little piece of scrapbooking paper that's sewn around. A lot of inking in this one. A little tape measure on the side with some lace there. And I think I just had an excess of these little round things that I didn't know where to put them, so I thought I'll just create a bit of a page edge. It's quite it's like the sturdiest part of that page. It's quite thin otherwise. And then we've got a little piece of embossed paper there, some more of that grungy printable. And then I've got, this is a die cut that I have. I actually haven't really, I think this might be the first ever time that I've used it, and I just wanted to pop it into the center of the signature there, just as a bit of a thing. And this is one of the personal elements, because it just turned out that the two cutouts from that hole that I had cut earlier had my initial for Lisa and my husband's for Nathaniel, and that's D is our surname. So it just, to me, was a bit serendipitous that our letters had come out on those circles, so I wanted to include them. And then of course I couldn't part with this journal. And I've got a little pocket here and a little field notebook, and I've got some little pockets there but I haven't yet filled. I'll probably put some botanical, maybe I'll do some little hand-drawn botanicals and pop them in there because it's got nature finds. And then we've got this little handwritten sheet here, which is just some inspiring words, and then inside a couple of journal spots. Nice bit of contrast there, and a top corner pocket. And then on the back we've got another little pocket with just some photographs underneath, some vellum with a bit of that aged Tim Holtz tape. And then what have we got here? Curious Findings. Just a little journaling card. Nice little piece of lace on the corner there. Little card. Some more of that black lace. I find that black lace is very hard to find. I'm pretty sure I used all of my black lace that I had in this little journal. A little clear envelope there with some cute little pieces inside. A little tag with a little pocket on the back and a couple more little bits. One of my little page tabs up here, and some extra bits of that tape. This is, I think this is like cicada wing paper or something like that. It's very delicate. And then another one of those die cuts that I have. And this is my little tag that I made. I've got another video just talking about the creation of these little tags. And I've also used one on my front cover. Another little hole cut out of this paper baggie there. Little doily. Some very thick vellum, nice and crinkly. Little bookmark with some gold on it. Little vellum thing under a belly band there. Got some fabric stapled on. There's a little tab, little journaling thing there, and some little slow stitching. center. Some nice lovely gold splatters on there. A little cluster. A little pocket with a little tag. This is a little like bingo sheet sort of scrapbooking paper, and I've just popped a little piece of tape on over the 42 because I was 42 when I created this journal. Another little personal element there. And I made this cute little, I just had some scraps left over on the table and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I just got out my thread and stitched a little notepaddy thing. And then made a pocket from a scrapbook page there. That's the other side of that very fine paper. Little quote written on that one. And one of my little previous creations. This little idea was I was inspired to create from Junk Journal Sisters. Yeah, I just thought, oh, it's simple, but it's like a genius idea to do. Like I never would have thought of doing that. Just simply fold over a book page, pop some journaling space on, a little tab, and a little embellishment on the front. It's great. Love it. Just create something a little bit different. And then in the back we've got little word love on the little moth there. Got my sticker. And yeah, so that's it. So I hope you enjoyed looking through this journal, and I hope it brought you a little bit of inspiration to maybe create something of your own, and maybe to look at your packaging a little differently and think, what kind of a journal could that make? Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, if you could please give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.